Welcome back to KK's Quilt Studio, and today's tip of the day brought to you by Electric Quilt 8. We're going to talk about quilting stencils. Did you know that you can turn the blocks in your quilt top into a quilting stencil, giving you the look of a hand quilted design, or maybe perhaps you'd like to stitch up close to Stitch in the Ditch on your next quilt project. EQ can make that happen easily. So let's get started. First thing we'll want to do is go into Design a Quilt from Scratch. I've already opened up a quilt in the quilt work table, and I'm going to stay with the defaults, a horizontal layout, and 4 blocks by 4 blocks, 9-inch blocks. Let's go into the Design tab, and we're on Block Tools and Set Block. First thing we want to do is go to layer 3. We're currently on layer 1, but in order to put on the quilt stencils, we need to be in layer 3. So we're going to drag our friendship block and a Ohio star. These are two of the default blocks that are found in Electric Quilt on the setup. Now you'll notice that they are small and they're not colored in, so they're truly quilting designs. Let's go to the Adjust tool and select those blocks, and we're going to make them bigger. Now you can either drag on the block to increase, or if you have your preserve aspect ratio on, you can simply click up to resize your blocks. We're going to go to about 8 inches, and you can nudge using the control key and the arrows on your keyboard. You could drag the block into place, or you can use these nudge tools on the X and Y axis. On the X axis, if you click the up arrow, the block moves to the right. The down, it moves back to the left. Up on the y-axis moves the block down, and down on the y-axis moves it up. So you can nudge it into place or drag it into place, several different choices. Again, let's resize this block. We'll go ahead and click up. Use our nudging tools. And there we have it. We're all set. If you'd like to change the color, let's click along the tool ribbon to the thread tools, and we're under the spray thread. You can choose the color, you can choose style, and you can choose the weight of the thread that, or the design that you judge the thickness of how you want it to appear. You can use a solid line, or you can use a dotted line to mimic stitching. Simply click on the block and it applies the color and our stitching. Let's return back to layer 1 and back to our set blocks. This time we'll drag our block into place, and it snaps into the 9-inch size, and let's click on the zoom tool and zoom in on that, and there are blocks on our next quilt, and we've created an quilting outline similar to what it's going to look like when we're all quilted. Here you'll see that I've completely added all the stencils or quilting designs and completed my quilt top, finished the coloring. We can turn off the grid lines, the block outlines, and see our quilt top with the quilting design applied on top. So I hope you've enjoyed this quilting tip of the day. Remember, there's more to learn in Electric Quilt. Join me in any of the social media groups, Digital Quilting Bee at Groups.io. It's a bulletin board where we post questions and topics of interest with quilting, and the Digital Quilting Bee on Facebook. And remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you have any questions or need to contact me, feel free to drop me a line through my website or at kksews@kksquiltstudio.com. And until we meet next time, I wish you happy quilting.